This is number 6 in my 100 Things Challenge. What I used in this challenge, well, for this item, is a few years ago I bought this stuff called crayola Model Magic, and it's an air dry clay made for children and children's crafts. I have some molds, and so I used this on the molds. And I made some many years ago. These are new. These are just what I just made recently. When this clay dries, it is very, very lightweight, and it's almost not plasticky, but very soft and very lightweight. And as you can see, it takes not perfectly, not as good a quality as a regular clay would be, but it was a good experiment. So I made these, and what I ended up doing was I painted them, and then I used a darker paint after that to kind of age them, and I made some embellishments. And so what I did for this challenge, is, as you can see, I used one of the paper bags, cut it up, and I made some pockets to be put in journals. And this is what the clay looks like once I painted it and I put a darker color. I also used this fabric is stuff that I already had in my stash. It's a sample of some raw silk that I got for 10 cents at a thrift shop, and I could use that, and it's very pretty. It's iridescent. I don't know if you can see that. And then from the last bag of stuff I used, I had some corrugated cardboard that I was using, and I've used all of it up now except for one little piece. So here's the little bags that I made with the embellishments. As you can see, the light's not very good. They look much different once they're painted, the little embellishments do. Some little moon men faces. This one's a very good one. Now this one right here, this cameo, this is actually polymer clay, and as you can see, it does pick up the detail a little bit better, but these other ones are still good. When I made some years ago, I used anything I could find that had texture. I think this was like that kind of a seashell. I just pushed that in and then made the embellishment. So from one food bag, I was able to make 9 of these pockets, these embellished pockets. And then the orange right here was also from the bag. This was the cell phone box that I had. I cut it up and distressed it and used that. And then I still have 18 more of the pieces left that I can put on other items. So this is what they look like. Well, as you can see, that fabric ravels, which is good, but not for picking up. So there's a little cross. And there's another one of the cameos. And see, you can see this is that modeling clay versus the one down here, which this is polymer clay. This is that Crayola Model Magic clay. So really and truly, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good match. And the great thing about this is, of course, this is air dry. You literally press things into it and just leave it out and it dries. And this is very lightweight. So you could easily put that on a card, any kind of embellish your journal. Here's the little moon man face. And when I made some, like right here, this was literally, I just took a bowl, a decorative item, and I pressed some clay into it, and then I didn't want it to be exactly round. I wanted it to look almost like if it was a broken fragment off of an old item. Here's another one where I just pushed the edge of a decorative bowl into the clay to make an image. Here's some more. This right here was a shell that I pushed into the clay. Let's see. This is a mold that I have. It's an African mask. It's very beautiful. And that is that clay. If you could see the back, it would be that bright yellow or bright green. But once you paint it with some metallic, and this is just cheap metallic craft paint, and then I went over it with a darker color to kind of age it. This is a real cute one. These two right here, I think those were buttons that I just pushed into the clay. The little moon face. So I think these came out really well. Here's another one that I just that was a little button, a little bead that was shaped like a butterfly, and I just pushed it into the clay. So you don't have to have molds. Anything, I mean, just look around your house. Anything that has a raised image, you can buy that clay and push into it and make objects. Obviously, I like bright colors, so I used bright colors, but you don't have to. If you like pastels or neutrals or whatever, there's no reason why you couldn't use those as well. This one is. There's another face, and see on this one I use that some old Deco Art enamel paint, and then I put varnish, some old varnish that I needed to use up over it. So again, everything that is here was items in my stash and or garbage. These little bags, I just cut strips of the bag that I can show you here on the back. I glued. After I folded one side, I folded the other one a little bit further. I put one line of glue to glue it shut. Then I went to my sewing machine and sewed one line around to the bottom to make the bag. I didn't put any words or anything like that because I may end up giving them away as gifts to people who make journals, and that way they can embellish them further for what their tastes are. So anyway, and this all started with just this little cheap Crayola Model Magic modeling clay that you can get in any craft store in the kids arts and crafts section. So you may want to try it out. Alright, that's it for now. I will see you all in a few days with another project. Thanks a lot. This is Laura. Bye-bye.